Hello, hello, and welcome to a little video about Target 7b, where we look at reflections as functions. Alright, let's take a look at number 1. So what number 1 is asking us is to reflect JKLM over the line labeled A. Now, I'm going to assume you have a ruler or something to measure, because I'm going to use the magic of technology. What I'm going to do is measure the distance from J to the line that is given to us, in this case A, and I'm going to duplicate that same distance. I'm going to call this J prime. Now, every single reflection is the same distance that it is away from the line or point of reflection. So, like, if you imagine looking yourself in the mirror, you're going to be larger if you're closer to it, smaller if you're further away from it. So, the distance gives you your reflection. Okay, let's go back to this. I'm going to see the distance that M is from the line, and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that because our image is going to be the same distance away from the line if it's a mirror image. I'm going to do the same thing with K. Now, your drawings are probably a lot better than mine because you're using a nice straight ruler to do this. I'm sure there's some function on here I could use, but that's fine. And then lastly, we have L. Ooh, that one's a tough one to do. Excuse me, without a ruler. Let's see, L is like this. I'm going to say it's about here. Okay, I'm going to connect all 4 dots, and we should have a mirror image of JKL, J prime, K prime, L prime, and M prime. Let's do the same thing for number 2. Okay, so we're going to reflect STUV over the line M. Let's start with the short ones. Let's reflect V over. So that same distance that V is away from the line, I conduct right here. We're going to measure the distance that U is away from the line and replicate it down here. And I'm going to do the same thing with S. It goes down here. I'm just going to do that because each time I try to do this with the magic of technology, it actually selects the line that I used for V as well. So that did not work out too nicely. All right, lastly, let's move T. Whoa. Let's try making that a little straighter. Just a little. There we go. And I'm going to recreate that distance down here about. Yours is going to be way nicer because you're using a ruler. And then we connect our rectangle. Yeah, that T should be a little higher. We'll pretend it's up there. Okay, we have a mirror image of the rectangle. Let's try number 3. Same idea. Let's measure. Let's start with letter D because I know that's going to cut through my whole parallelogram and it's going to be easier to replicate it first. Okay, let's do that. So D prime, and then I'm going to measure out B. And then the same thing with A. And each time we create the new the new point, make sure to label it as prime because that is our image. And lastly, of course, C. Oh, technology. Ooh, that didn't turn out too nice. Well, let me try drawing that by hand because I don't have a. That's about nice. I think this will turn out. If we connect the dots, this should look like a decent parallelogram. Actually, that's not too bad. That is not too bad. But I'm going to redraw this orange line just for the sake of my own sanity. There we go. All right, last one. Let's reflect ABC over the line K. I'm going to start with A since it's the furthest. And that'll probably be easier for me to do on my computer. So A is right here, A prime. And then, of course, we have C prime. That'll be right there. Remember, everything is the same distance away. And there's B prime. Connect all 3 dots, and we have a perfect reflection of a triangle. Now, you may be learning this with your teacher with some patty paper, But we're doing it with rulers. So if this works for you, that's great. If you're using patty paper, even better. You got a different kind of representation of this lesson. If you have any questions, please make sure to ask me or your teacher about it. Have a wonderful rest of whatever day it is for you. Bye!